Good day, everyone. Earl here, and happy Monday to you. Thank goodness it's Monday. It's a new trading week. I'm going to review a trade I took last night on my trial account with Kingdom Wealth Funding. My live account, my evaluation accounts are currently being transferred from one platform to another, so I wasn't able to execute the trade on either one of those. But was able to execute on this one. Just going to use TradingView to kind of go over what it was that I did, what I saw. Currently, it is 10:24 a.m. Pacific time. I just woke up probably a half hour ago. I've got my second cup of coffee here. I'm a little groggy, sleepy, but let's get into it. I'm going to open up the 15-minute chart. This offers some clarity into what I was seeing and why I did what I did. Let me rewind this. Let me go back in time just a little bit. Let's see. Let's go right here. Okay, so I'm going to also highlight a couple of things here. I'm going to put a vertical line. Tokyo kill zone begins my time 1800 is a vertical line there, and Tokyo kill zone ends at 2200, which is here. Okay, I don't know if you can see those vertical lines. But coming into the market last night, Sunday night for me, which would be probably middle of the night for you guys, all you New York East Coast people. So what I saw on the 15, I saw price had swept a couple of these lows. And also what I saw is this area of relative equal highs. It's just kind of, they're not perfectly exact, but it was enough of an area here that I saw as liquidity. Let me do that. And why that's important is when I look at the charts, when I come to the charts and they're clear, I look at where are the recent lows, where are the recent highs, and where are the areas where price is kind of smooth, if you will. And this was an area where price had smoothed out, these relative equal highs, even though it's kind of a succession of lower highs, if you will. And I saw this impulsive move to the downside right here at the beginning of the Tokyo kill zone, Asia kill zone. And I thought to myself, well, where is price likely to go? And my thought was price is likely to go and sweep these highs. There's a high probability that there's stop orders resting above this level. So I chose the this horizontal ray here is the highest to that level. And I thought, okay, how can I get into this? How can I get into it? How can I find a trade to get in? And I was only looking at the 15-minute chart. I'm going to go up to the 4-hour for a moment just to show the larger picture. And on the 4-hour here, we see that price is currently on this trending to the upside. And I see a pull down here, and I thought, well, price could conceivably come forward, come a little bit lower. But I saw a reaction in this area. And when you look closer, you see this 4-hour fair value gap right here, and I see price reacting to it. Okay. And so that tells me that, if price is reacting to this area, there's a good chance that this thing can continue up higher. So I decide, in my infinite wisdom, to execute a market order. Now, here's the other context of this. I was practicing doing this on my trial account, so, but I was also practicing on executing orders using the GUI Trade app on my phone. and that's a skill I want to enhance. So I had to figure out the lot size, and enter in all the price levels. And so I actually executed this on my phone while utilizing TradingView is the analysis part of it. So I executed a market order. It didn't really give me a favorable entry. I put it like way up here, and I put my stop, a full pip below this low here. And we'll just let this play out a little bit. So this candle here is actually when my entry was executed. But what happened here is there was really no structure for me to go on just yet. I entered too early. And the problem with entering too early is, you don't have any structure that's developed yet. You don't have any confirmation that price is going to go your direction. So there was a number of errors that I committed in doing this. And then my initial target was really just a 1-to-1. So really this horizontal line right here. Price goes a little bit, and I was in drawdown for quite a long time, because again, there was really no structure to speak of. Let me drop down to the 5-minute. And see, still there's really no good structure. Like, this high has not been taken. It's really not that good. And finally you get some structure. Okay. Now, a better move for me would have been to wait for these highs here to be taken and then execute an entry with a smaller stop somewhere in this area. I didn't do that. As you can see, this is where my entry was. And as we play this out on the 5-minute, it retests this area. Now, the other thing I see, relative equal lows here. I know that at some point price is going to come down and sweep below here and grab those stops. And as you can see, price does that. But there was a lot of retest of my entry. It just took a really, really, really long time. And that's the end of the Asia kill zone right there. Okay. So now I let it go. And it really is just chopping around a lot. But I could have had a better entry over here with a much smaller stop. It would have been a smarter move for me. But ultimately, I set my target here. I knew that price was coming up here to this area of liquidity. I didn't set I originally had my take profit up here, but I reduced my expectations. I saw too much chop and it was faking me out. So I reduced my take profit to only this level right here, 1-to-1. And sure enough, price hits it. And this is where I got out, was right here, right at this level. This level clear up here is 3 times reward on risk. So you can see 3-to-1 there. And I knew, I just had a good feeling that price would sweep. But at this time, so this is at well after midnight, my time, and it's time for me to pack it in and go to bed. And that's exactly what I did. But I left this on here just so I could wake up in the morning and see what happened. But overnight while I slept, well, what happened? Okay, well, price hit that level that I was expecting, and it continued higher. You have a little bit of pullback. And ultimately, having a bit of trouble here. Ultimately, price hits 3 times reward on risk. Even with a terrible entry, an unrefined entry, I should say, suffering through a lot of chop, but ultimately it hit that target. What I got right is I read the market structure correctly. And the key here is that, looking at these areas of liquidity and making a plan on where I believed price would go and executing on that plan, as terrible as the entry was. When price started moving up this way, I moved to my stop to break even. And had I was considering moving my stop to break even, and I have to put it 1.2 pips in front of the entry in order to cover the commissions. And you can see, and it's right about that level. Actually, it was 748 right there. And you can see how many times price came back to that area before it finally went. So is there a moral to the story here? It's yeah, I think it's when you read price action long enough and you understand the pair, I think you just really need to trust your own judgment, your own analysis, because I believe that, you know, once you've done this long enough and you understand the currency pair that you're trading or whatever instrument you're trading, you just need to learn to trust yourself a little more. And that's part of the process of what I'm going through right now. I'm learning to trust myself more. I'm seeing these things play out in my favor again and again, and I'm getting much, much better. So I'm slowly improving here. So as far as the trade itself, I will show you. It's right here on my GUI trade trial account. There it is. Now, the trade that I took 5 days ago suffered a loss with commissions of $1,200 on this trial account. And so my only goal at that point was to really make back half of that loss. And I made back more than half of it right here. So after commission, it was net 934.08, and you see that right there. That's the trade. So, you know, you do take losses, and when you do, the goal is make back half of it and then continue on. So I'm underwater on this account. It's a $100,000 trial account. I am underwater by about a little bit more than 1.5%. And the goal is to this week get that back above water. I've got one good trade in the books to start off the week. And so it's just proceed with caution, be patient, do thorough analysis, and move forward. I'm not really going to review any of these other pairs. I'll let you guys do that. But here's one other thing I will mention. Focus on one pair or one instrument and focus on one specific time of day. And that's what I'm doing here. I've shifted my focus from USD JPY to AUD JPY only during the Asia kill zone hours. And that's all I need to do. I don't need to be watching it 24 hours a day, and I don't need to be looking at other pairs, because as you can see here, even with a bad entry, getting the direction correct still yielded 3 times reward on risk, a 3x trade. All right, that's it for me. Everyone, I hope you're doing well. Hope everybody had a wonderful Mother's Day and honoring their mothers this weekend. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate your support. Stay safe out there, and I will see you all next time. Cheers.